Hiya Dave, lovely to meet up with you at the range. Just a quick recap on the key points we covered during your session. Really your session was all about, first of all, tidying up the top of the backswing position. Still a little bit of a roll behind us, and we were discussing that if you kept the grooves of the club or the face of the club pointing at the ball for longer, that would allow the club to work in and the hands to work in at a similar rate. So what we're trying to do here is make concentric circles. You can see that the club is coming in and the hands are coming in at the same rate, because the hands start inside the position of the club head. The club head appears a little bit outside the hands at this point, but both items have come in at the same rate. With yourself, what we've got is a situation where the hands and the arms are coming in, but the club is rolling in too soon, and that can be combated by keeping the club face pointing at the ball for longer, so we've got less loading of the back of the left wrist, and also introducing a little bit more wrist hinge in there earlier, which would also help offset the amount of loading in the left wrist and the inward component at the hands. So a little bit of work on tidying that takeaway up is an ongoing process. Having said that, if we run it to the top of the backswing, the key there now is, as we discussed, we're very much across the line. Because we're across the line, the first move in the downswing is to try and get the club to line back up with the hands, and one of the easiest ways to do that is to stand up too quickly and come off the wall. You can see your head there moving out of that box as you start to try and realign the shaft. Shaft tumbles under, momentum kicks in, continues to tumble under. We're excessively behind the hands coming into the delivery position, and as a result hitting out too much with the arms coming off the rib cage, producing an exit above the neck. What we see here with Mike Bennett is a player who, from the top of the backswing, touch more laid off than with yourself, so the shaft now pointing more to the left. It's actually an online position because of the length of the swing, but it does have a laid off appearance. From there now, the club will drop back in line with the hands nicely. The head can stay in the box. The club and the arms can continue to trace the circle, and the exit position is much lower through the middle of the left bicep. So the feeling here is that you're going to lay the club off as much as you can. Still that roll behind, but we're now going to work a little bit differently to the top. So you can see there now, roll it's a little bit longer, which I don't mind. And secondly, the alignment of the shaft is in a better position. With the length of swing that you're making, I'd still like to see that a little bit more to the left at the top, but overall a better position. From there now, there's less of a tendency to lift. You can see that the shaft lines up with the hands. Better at delivery, so we've not come out the box as much, and we've not come out the box as soon. The shaft is lining up with the hands much better. Just sync these two up now. You're just starting to come out the box as you go looking for that familiar feel, but you can see there with the location of the club head now, much more in line, much less from the inside. Less shut off with the forearms and the shoulders at impact. Still hitting out a lot, but not as excessively. And the exit is a fraction lower, but what you go looking for there is a familiar position. You can see after impact, your head comes out the box and up quite severely, which is causing that higher exit and that long finish with the club between the shoulder blades. So a little bit more work on the takeaway, but the big key here is to try and change that position at P4, top of the backswing. Try and get in a little bit more laid off, as we're seeing there with Mike, and as we're seeing here. One thing we did discuss was just at the end of your swing. I really like that position. Bottom left I'm looking now, sorry Dave. And then there's a tendency to just lift those elbows and those arms up to complete the swing. And again, that's something that we can just tidy up as the winter progresses. Good luck with it. I look forward to working with you again in a few weeks' time. Well done.